Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Aiden. I go by Tuesday Enthusiast online because that's the name of my art shop. And today we are doing the second tandem painting, which is this bright pink painting here of this little double feature, if you will. So a couple weeks ago I posted the orange painting process, and now we are working on the pink painting process here. I have my palette. I have a deep blue, fluorescent pink, an ochre, I believe, fluorescent orange, and white, titanium white. I try not to use black in my pieces. I just find that it kind of sucks all of the life out of it, and especially because I paint in such a bright style, that's kind of not what I'm going for. But yeah, if you want to see the other piece, the orange piece, I will link the video down below and at the end of the video, so don't fret. And right now I'm just mixing up some colors for the gradient of this pink piece. This was my first time doing a pair of tandem paintings like this, where I painted two paintings concurrently. I had never tried that before. I don't know if I'll do it again, I'm gonna be honest. It was nice on like the paint saving side of things because I definitely used less wasted product. But I found that it was really easy to like be thinking about the other piece when painting one. And honestly, the orange piece turned out better than this one, in my humble opinion, just at the end. Me and the water had a big fight, so it didn't turn out as nice as the other one, and it's way easier to compare your work on one to the other when you are tandem painting, from what I know. But c'est la vie. We are painting for practice here. We are not painting for perfection. I'm just simply trying to create a daily painting practice for myself so that I am painting frequently, because I notice that when I am painting more often, I create better work. Crazy, and also just more work, so the chances of creating good work go up. Anyway, grab a cute little bevy or maybe some art that you're working on, and I will chat with you when I have something important to say. I am super happy with how these clouds turned out. This painting and its partner was a practice in creating beautiful skies and clouds that are like believable, and I really do feel like these clouds in particular are incredibly believable in the color that I mixed, in the shapes that they are. It made me very happy. we've made it to the water stage. So since filming this video, I have changed my technique for making water, but I was still trying to figure out the best way to make water when I filmed this. So at this point, I'm kind of making really loose X shapes with this purplish color, which I think might be the same as the clouds. And not like super strict X's either, just kind of having the waves overlap like that. But there is an issue I noticed with this. One, that's way too much energy for the water to have at night unless we're on the ocean. So like, you know, it's got a lot of vivacious booming energy right now. The waves are really waving, which is fine if we're on the ocean, I believe, because the ocean, I think, does retain a lot of its movement at night. But if this was on a lake, that would be not the most accurate representation of the water. Like, it would look like there was like a storm coming or something. And even then, at night, most of the time, lakes are pretty calm. And then I think this is where I made a grave error. So I took that dark blue color that I painted the closest land with, and I started making the X's over the water here. But they didn't blend super well, and then it ended up covering a lot of the gradient, which is kind of what makes the water feel believable, because it's like the colors of the sky reflecting off of the water, and it felt very tumultuous. It turned out like objectively okay. It's just not my favorite water that I've ever made. But yeah, I just thought I would share that. So my new technique is like lines. Hold on. Horizontal lines. Horizontal lines in the water of varying sizes and shapes, growing longer and thicker as they come closer to us viewing the image, and thinner and shorter as they get closer to the land. And I just layer a ton of those with a bunch of different colors, and I find that it ends up looking much more like water than what I was doing here. But hey, you know what? You live and you learn, and this time I did learn. I'm still happy with this piece. I really like the foliage I did in the island. I really like the clouds once again. And the water, like I said, would be believable if it was on the ocean, but it's not. Anyway, here is the final reveal of both pieces together. I am happy with this practice. These are available on my shop, I believe, so if you are interested in either of them, take a look. Here's the aftermath of my palette and the tape peel that remains. Here's the paint, and then I believe I was listening to Emma Whale. Yeah, I was listening to Emma Whale. I highly recommend you go give her a listen. Thank you so much if you made it this far, and subscribe. Remember, stay crafty.